Hello everyone, myself Hema Malini will continue with the lesson The Clever Merchant. In the previous class, you learned that the merchant was a hard-working and his business did well, and the people of the village respected him as he was kind and honest man. One day, the merchant had to go out of town to attend the marriage, and as he was a rich man, he had jewelries and gold, and there were no lockers during those days to keep them safe. The only option left with him was to keep them safe with a trusted friend. So the merchant goes to a trusted friend and requests him to keep the money and jewelries safe until he returned. His friend agrees to keep them safe. So the merchant goes happily to attend the marriage, thinking that his friend would keep them safe. After attending the marriage, the merchant goes to his friend's place and collects to collect the things which he had kept. His friend cheats him by saying that the rats have eaten the money and jewelry. Hearing this, the merchant feels very bad and sad. Then he just steps out of his friend's house, and he stops and he asks his friend's son to come along with him as he wants to buy some sweets for the little boy. The merchant's friend gets greedy for the sweets also, so he allows his son to go along with merchant. So let us see in the next part what happens. Before I start reading the paragraph, I want everybody to open your textbooks, page number 14. Point out your fingers as I read the paragraph and explain to you. The merchant took the boy to another friend's house and said, "Please do me a favor. My friend is trying to fool me. He has stolen my money and gold and says the rats have eaten them. I want to teach him a lesson. Just keep this boy with you for some days and let no one know that he is here." When the boy didn't return, his father came to the merchant's house to look for him. "Where is my son?" he said. "I have come to take him home with me." "Your son?" said the merchant. "I am so sorry. I was coming home with him when some crows saw the sweets in the boy's hand. They flew down and took away the boy and the sweets. What could I do? It's not my fault." The man got very angry. "Are you mad?" he shouted. "It is not possible for the crows to carry away a boy." Before I start explaining you the paragraphs, let us know the new words and its meaning. Fault means mistake. So the merchant took the boy to another friend's house, and he told him that one of his friend was trying to fool him, and he had stolen his money and gold, and he said that the rats have eaten the gold and jewelry. Further, merchant asks his friend to keep this keep the boy with him for few days, and he wanted to teach a lesson to his friend. And the merchant's friend comes to him and asks to return his son, as his son did not return to his house, and he has come to take his son along with him. The merchant says to his friend that he is very sorry, and says that while he was returning home, the little boy was holding the sweets in both the hands, and a few crows saw the sweets in his hand, and they flew down and took the sweets and the boy. So he says that it is not at all his fault. The merchant's friend grew very angry on the merchant and shouted that it's not possible for the crows to carry away the boy. In this next picture, you see a bird is carrying a baby. Now let's see what happens in the next paragraph. "Yes," said the merchant, "it is really strange. I thought so too. But then I thought about the rats eating my money and gold jewelry. I realize that nothing is impossible. I am sorry for you. The loss of a son is far greater than the loss of money and gold. The dishonest man fell at the feet of the merchant and said, I am so sorry. I shall return you all the things you gave to me to keep safe for you. Please give me back my son. I cannot live without him. The merchant took the man to his friend's house and gave his son back to him. He got back his money and gold. He said, a good friend does not lie and cheat. In fact, a good person is not dishonest with any dishonest with anyone ever. Ever remember that. So the merchant said it's very strange that he thought so so too, but then he thought also about the rats eating his money and gold jewelry. The merchant's friend realizes his mistake and asks sorry to merchant and says that the loss of a son is far greater than the loss of the gold. And he says that money is not at all important to him, and he says that his son is very much important to him. The dishonest man fell at the feet of merchant and said that going he is going to return his money and jewelry, and asked the merchant to give back his son and give back his son, as he cannot live without his son. The merchant took the man to his friend's house and handed his son back to him. The merchant got back his jewelries and money. Merchant said to his friend that a good friend does not lie and cheat. In fact, a good person is not dishonest with anyone ever. Remember that. And here there is a saying that friend in need is a friend indeed. So we must always be helpful to our friends, and if a friend is in trouble, we must always help him. Here comes the end of the story. Thank you so much.